I'm like, I told you, I had a boyfriend who was cute. Oh, Jocelyn, you're so cute. A finer version of Will Smith.
Oh, dear.
And, he'd call me on the phone and I'd be in my car and he said, what are you listening to? I'm like, Nelly, it's getting hot in here. And he's like, oh my God. And I'm like, what are you listening to? I'm listening to the Temptations. I said, you are old.
I don't think it has anything to do with, like you're saying, the
doesn't.
number. But how does a guy like you, Elikim, young, good looking,
Oh, am I? Thank you.
you're
Yes,
cute.
you're cute.
No,
You're
I
cute.
tried.
You're cute and
Hey,
chocolate.
not anymore.
What happened?
What is this? What's happening
What
with
went
your
wrong?
self-esteem here?
Life.
I don't know.
And everything else.
So You're still cute, trust me. Okay,
Thank
go
you,
ahead.
thank you.
Yeah,
It's fine.
So
I'll explain what
how
happened.
does a guy like you pick up an older lady? Let's just say. Let's just say.
When I was in the
Michelle.
university, right, the notion behind dating an older woman was just for the money's sake.
Okay.
Right, you're in school, you're young, you're thinking, there's a woman out there who needs sex in quote, and who would pay for it. Not necessarily give and take, but she'll sort of take care of you because you're not
So sugar mommy.
working or exactly, typical word. So back in the university, that's what it was. Like you find boys sitting around saying, "Charlie, hey, I see some woman pan, some sugar mommy, hey, should drive some car," and that was the idea.
Really?
For me, the first girl I dated that was older than me, 5 years older than me, was my brother's friend's friend. Long story. So she came around and she had a problem with the car, and I knew a mechanic who could fix it. So I was like, "Oh, hey, let me take you." And we just started talking and we're laughing the whole trip. And the car got fixed and we went to have dinner. We had Frankie's by the window and it went on. And that night we spoke almost all night till the morning. And that was it.
Yeah.
And it just happened.
You didn't. There was no pickup
No.
line. You didn't ask her out.
No.
You didn't say.
I became I became sort of like the go-to guy, like the handy
So
guy,
there was
like
something.
like
that-
Mr. Possibility for her. Like everything was easy when she was around me. So she got to like me more because there's this young guy. Like guys my age can do half the things this guy does for me, and he sounds mature, and we're able to have a proper conversation, and it just happened. And moving forward, there were one or two other, and I've always been sort of attracted to older girls, women, in the sense. And even got married, Pukela was 3 years older than me, you know that?
Right.
Yeah, it's easier if your woman has a good job and you're seeing a picture of support. So it's got to do with what you bring to the table and what she can bring to the table. And I wouldn't want to come across as a gold digger or a gigolo or
But that's what
coming
most
to you
guys
for your
are
money.
called. Most guys
Yes.
who date successful, established, older women are called gigolos. Even if it's real love, society sees it in such a way that,
Exactly, that's the thing.
like you're saying, in school, you needed a sugar mummy
Right.
in order for you to
Well,
get
I
by.
didn't need one, but that's what the boys really.
Sorry?
Look at people like who was it? Demi Moore was married to
Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher.
Right, right.
And
then the Cannings and the
and what was
Mariahs.
interesting about it was that she was insecure about being older than him, and that's what ruined the relationship. And he didn't care. He didn't have a problem
Right.
with it. 'Cause, I mean, he was very successful. He
yeah.
really had more money than her, and he truly loved her, but she just had issues, Then you've got Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon. You've got Tina Turner has been with this guy that's way younger. I mean, like 20 years younger than her, like for forever, and finally got married to him.
Right.
Right.
So there are instances where, and it's interesting because the younger guys in my life didn't ask me for money, and they paid for things when we went out. I mean,
Yeah, that's the thing. So when I find myself dating an older girl, I try as much as possible to do the most. Pay for stuff. Let's hang out at my place rather. Let's use my car rather. I buy petrol into her car. So that it's not that thing. Because don't forget, she's also wondering why was such a young guy, unless it was that natural thing. But at the back of it too, there's one or two people probably saying, so that's your boyfriend? Are you actually dating? Even if it's some sort of a secret relationship, people can still see through and want to pollute the relationship.
Yeah.
And then they start saying things like you said, your cousin was saying the guy was not ready for you and whatnot. Then you actually start thinking about it, like, you know, and it messes things up. So the guy makes an effort, and sometimes it's natural like that.
Sure.
You know?
What are some of the interesting pickup lines you've received from younger men?
In most cases, I didn't recognize the pickup line
Right,
because
right.
we were too busy. I think that most of the men that I've had in my life have always been friends first. So even after we break up, we're still friends.
Right.
So I don't ever really notice the transition till that person pushes into me, to be perfectly honest. So as far as pickup lines, I can't really remember any because
They're in there, the bits
we
and
just
bobs
had
in the
the
conversation.
organic
I
kind
can
of
say they're in
connection.
there, bits and
We
bobs.
throw them in
Yeah.
every now
So
and
what
then.
what are the things you no? That's why you see when I asked you, you skirted around it. What are the things you throw in
Myself or
Yeah.
in general?
yourself? You.
No, well, so like you're saying, sometimes it starts from a casual, cordial relationship because you're not sure if she's even into younger guys in the first place. So you just want to be friends and you hold proper conversations and you guys are talking and you start dropping hints of, you know, how fly she looks. So you see, when you drop certain words, young guy words, and she picks them up and, ooh, oh, really?
Yeah,
Then
but
you
here's
know-
the case.
you
Michelle
know
is
it's
not
working.
picking up any young guy words.
Well, she
So what are
was,
you
but
gonna
she
do?
didn't know she was. I'm sure that they must have told you how beautiful you were.
But that's not.
Yeah,
is
but
that-
older men tell you that too.
That's
so
a pickup line.
It is?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
See?
Maybe that's why I'm
See?
still single.
See?
I'm missing the lines. I'm missing the pickups.
And you know, in general,
Oh,
just
Lord.
how you look, you know, conversations you have, and sometimes we steer the conversation towards like a naughty talk, or past experiences with, have you ever dated a younger guy? Then we're trying to pick
So
your
we're
mind
trying
and,
to
and see
if
exactly
That's
if the
what you
landing
do.
strip is open.
if the water's warming up.
Yeah, and you know sometimes a lot of these older ladies would especially in Hollywood, for instance, we were talking about Demi Moore and Ashton Kutcher. They feel like at a point in their lives they're so successful, the career is giving them so much money, and they need an accessory. I can have any man I want, and I choose to have a younger man.
Right.
You know, and you know sometimes there's the perception when an older woman is dating a younger man that you have him as an accessory more than just a companion.
Well, you know, I think that there's something different about younger men than older men. You know, younger men are much more attentive, and I think that
Are you rather?
yes, they are much more attentive. They're much more into you. In
They
this-
have more time on their hands, maybe.
Sometimes not. But I think that their mindset about romance and all of that, they're still in that flush of their life. And I think that older men sometimes are bored with that and, oh, you should know me by now. And if I haven't said anything negative, it's good news, you know. And
Very
if you
set in their ways.
yes,
Right.
they're set in their ways. They don't want to go anywhere. They don't want to do anything. They're tired, you know. And if you are accomplished at some point and you still want a little romance in your life, I think most women do.
Of course.
That they find it very attractive, all of that attention, you know, because younger guys, they'll send you little texts throughout the day and hey, I'm thinking of you and blah 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 blah, and
Is that
you
what
know,
yeah.
and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know,
so-
some school of thought to say the older man is, you know, he's busy with his
Yeah.
businesses. You know, he
Yeah,
has like
wow.
20 companies, for instance, that he
But
has to
there are
run.
younger men
He
that
doesn't
are
have
moving
time.
and shaking now too, but they still make time for those types of things. I mean, I have noticed that difference, you know. So I think in some cases there are some older men that know what to do, and if they can't do it, they get the secretary to do it, to send you some flowers or something that make you go, oh,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
But it's
I
not-
think
it's
that
not personal.
Yeah, it's not as personal, and I think that younger men, I should say, not young, are more hands-on in that area, and so. If you are at a certain place in your life and you've done it all, seen it all, and you really just want love and attention, that's another reason why you know, I mean, there's so many that have had younger men in their lives and been happy with them for long periods of time.
But these younger guys, though, do they stay?
That's what I was.
Well, some of them do. My dad stayed. They've been together for 50-something years.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, there's always an exception to every rule.
Every rule, but-
I
but-
think
Tina Turner's husband stayed. They've been together for 30 something.
That's another exception.
That's another exception.
It's 1 out of maybe 100, but
Yeah.
but in most cases,
Well, we don't know who
it's-
broke up with who. Because, you know, like Mariah, I heard they had some issues.
You think?
I think with that we don't also know.
We don't know
We
what
don't know.
happened.
But what do you usually stay even as a younger guy or if you're dating an older woman? Because you see the thing is, sometimes the younger guy thinks that okay, I probably want to have children, or the younger guy thinks that I can't take this older woman
Right.
to my friends.
Right.
Look,
Or family.
or family. I have a younger guy who's trying to talk to me, and just like you, I get a lot of younger guys, sort of
Sure.
trying to talk to me and stuff. And when I say younger guys that I'm probably 5 or 6 years older and stuff like that. And this particular guy is very matured in everything, in every sense of the word. But what I've found out with him is the fact that he is holding back so much because most of his friends, like he's friends with a guy that is one of my mate's younger brother.
Pick your words carefully. We might just know who it is.
No, you would not. He's friends with one of his friends. One of his very good friends is actually the younger brother of my childhood friend growing up. So I think he has that problem of having to take me amongst his friends to say this is the lady I'm dating. So the whole thing becomes like a secret. It would become like a secret love
for
affair
a very long time.
for a very long time, and that's not what I'm looking for.
Exactly.
So a lot of these young guys also have the problem of what is society going to think?
Yeah, well,
especially
I
over
had
here.
an issue like that
Right.
since I've been here.
Yeah.
Where it was like definitely going to be unexplainable.
Right.
And then I said, I'm probably not going to be able to have children at this point.
Exactly.
And that was huge for him. So that pretty much put the kibosh on it, even though we liked each other a lot. But he wanted something that I couldn't give, so a decision had to be made.
Right.